She was watching everything I've done. I love filming that I love should film something. So in terms of motivation, I feel quite funny. It helped with materials around the
I'm a 21 years old girl. I'm studying painting at City and Guilds, London Art School.
Yeah, and I couldn't find it. I grew up in Italy. My studies was fashion, so I started with that.
Yeah, my name is Sophie Marcel. I'm an actor.
My name is Ansam Saleh. I'm 2 years old. I aspire to work in TV documentaries.
I'm Danielle Chivers. I go to London South Bank University. I study digital film and video.
At the moment I'm a singer-songwriter, so just solo musician. I work as a barista, like making coffee, but that's not what I want to be doing.
Come from Italy, Naples, the south. I've been studying there painting as well in high school, and then I've done 1 year of university there. But then I realized that I needed something more global in a way. So I went to London to sort of like breathe a little bit of real world of art, because in Naples there's not really, it's a little bit like a protected shelf.
I want to be working. I want to be, I mean, not that I haven't done this before. I've been a paid actor and I am a professional actress, but like, I want to be constantly working, which is a big ask. And I think that's probably what most actors and actresses want, because the period of, or at least that the period of not working is less than the period of working, and it's not at the moment.
My mom always made me clothes, so for me it was something very intimate and familiar. I liked the craft aspect of it and the handmade quality, so that's why I did fashion. And I wanted to do textiles because for me it was like a more specific aspect of fashion. And then the things just kind of merged and mixed together.
I've only had 2 paid jobs, the rest voluntary, so I've resorted to studying an academic subject. For the meanwhile,
Okay, I'll describe myself as pretty creative, a little bit passionate about what I study. I'll do it again.
It's annoying because sometimes you feel like that you're not being seen by the right people or not getting seen at all, because especially if your agent doesn't have the right contacts, or if you don't have an agent, it's literally someone sat on the other side of the casting department who's going to have to give you a chance, because they can see that you train, they can see that you've got a bit of experience, but at the end of the day they're going to have this top list of people from the top drama schools, which you know, is incredible, but it doesn't actually mean perhaps that they're a lot better than you. So, do you know, you always have to think to yourself, have the confidence to just keep going, because sometimes it can be a struggle to keep motivated when you don't get seen all the time.
Well, the only really work experience that I've done to do with the creative arts and film is basically the projects that I do by myself and with my friends. So I've made films, I've made music videos, as I said, but I've never really gotten into work experience as of yet, because it's just such a hard industry to get into anyway, and it's really hard to break through into that industry. And sometimes I feel like I need experience to actually even get experience, like in a studio.
Whatever that is, you never really reach a point in which you have the skills. Like, you're always constantly building skills. So part of the game is to say to people, yeah, I have the skills. I know what I'm doing. And part of it with yourself is being like, I always need to improve that.
Together, so I studied sound engineering and qualified as a sound engineer. But when I got into the industry, I was immediately put off because it's a very aggressive industry to work in terms of competition.
I know a lot of my friends who I went to school with who are talented at dancing, singing, they're talented artists, if they have like an eye for fashion or anything like that, but they've only kept it up as a hobby aside from like not as their main career choice. So I think it's not only myself who feels like school didn't set us up for pursuing creative careers.
I'm not rich. I did have a job and I got quite a bit of money from that, but even then I can't buy equipment that costs millions of pounds, and then I can't even start doing like any work to do with the industry, even freelance work. So I think accessibility to equipment somehow should be, like, even renting prices should be like put down a little bit because they are really expensive. And really accessibility and just ability to get experience, even experience should be accessible.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a struggle work-wise. It's been a struggle to stay afloat financially when you're doing them things, because it seems like an opportunity. You see it as, you're like, amazing, I finally get to perform again. Can I really afford it? No.
Somewhere like London, which is very fast-paced, it's a very expensive city to live in. You need a lot of time to be able to work on things which you consider to be like your primary project, but it's like sometimes it feels like you got kind of your passion as a side thing.
I try and just pick up more shifts where I can, everywhere. So you end up becoming a bit exhausted because you're working hard, and then which is fine, like working hard's good. Which is fine, like, obviously hard work, that's what you're supposed to do. But it can be a bit exhausting when you're rushing around the city.
I don't know. There seems to be a structure lacking for young kids who just graduate and then have to necessarily work for some big brand. It's unless they're extraordinarily rich and can have their own studio space and buy material and whatnot.
Yeah, I have one friend. I literally don't even know how he did it. It's just by luck sometimes. And he got into the industry. He's not in the industry. He makes videos for a woman who like creates textiles and clothes.
People like university students, they can get a lot of support, and I would get a lot more support if I was studying. But studying usually has a very kind of business mindset as well, where you have this almost career-driven outlook.
Because, as I said, I didn't even have to go for an interview to get into my uni. As long as I said I can get the loan and pay them the money, they were like, yeah, man, fuck it, come on. So,
Well, it all depends from the people that you meet on your path. Because, like, if you think about, I don't know, Patti Smith, for example, like, she was a poet, and then she met a random guy in Chelsea Hotel, and that guy was a musician, and then she thought, maybe I could do some music with my poetry. And then she started, and then she met, Robert Mapplethorpe. He was a photographer, they did photos together, like, everything is so full of random casualties, and they all end up with people. That's the thing, they all end up with your influences.
Like they see like the manner I have, and I have the ability to talk to like anyone, like any stranger. It's not a problem for me, but I don't think that is enough. If I did like have a family member or like a mentor or somebody to help me find the right people, then that would be of great help. But I haven't, like on my own, I don't have that.
yeah, it would be nice if they would just like write a book about it, like how to do this, very practical things, like, you know, how to speak to people, you know, those kind of like things.
I mean, I think all creatives are sort of insecure in a way, so it's good to have an external validation and for someone to say, you can do this, even though you shouldn't rely on it, but it's good to get a little push once in a while.
How to speak to the gallerist, how to send them emails, how to apply for a competition, how to be, you know, external. Because like most of my friends, people from school, like artists, whatever, like we're very sort of like very focused on what we do ourselves, this and that, and we actually don't interact with other people. We don't open up, so nobody will never know what you're doing.